and welcome to Angles. My name is Maquetta and I'm your host. I'm excited about our show today. Listen, we are talking about paying it forward all month. This is our month of where we celebrate giving, we celebrate sharing with one another, so we want you to hashtag pay it forward, share your stories with us. Also, nominate a hero, nominate someone on our page, go to the page, nominate someone who you would like to see blessed, and we're going to try to hook you up with dinner with that person. So, when we come back, I have a guest. She is not new to the camera, and you'll hear her story. Her name is Carla, and she has so much to share with us about standing. And all this episode, we want to talk about standing, taking a stand, making a stand, and trusting the God that is standing with you. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Get well naturally. Bill Yeary is a clinical naturopath, nutritionist, and herbalist and has been in practice for over 15 years. Get well naturally through nutrition, natural medicines, and biblical principles. Discover your health status with biofeedback testing. Getting Well Naturally in Lumberton, Texas specializes in helping people discover the underlying issues behind their health challenges. Call 409-227-4192 to schedule your appointment today. Get well naturally.
Welcome back to Angles. My name is Maquetta Ledette, and I am here with Miss Carla. Thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be here.
Yes. Awesome. Well, it's Christmas time, and Christmas a big thing in your family?
It really is. My mother takes it very serious. Most people who know her in Orange, Texas, they know they prepare to see her lights.
Yes.
We know the whole house is decorated. So yeah, it's pretty big in my family. Always has been since we were very little. So
Yes.
yeah.
And I see her go out and put those lights. I see her, every year we see the lights. How old is your mom?
My mom, oh my God, 70, I'm 52, so she's 72.
Wow.
And looks amazing, huh?
Yes, and you look amazing as well.
Thank you.
And she goes out and does those lights every
Yes, she
year, and
does.
the community looks forward to seeing her lights up. So that's awesome. And Christmas is a big thing. I love Christmas. I'm always in the Christmas spirit. December 26th.
Yes,
So as soon as it's over, I'm back ready. I'm back ready for it. Yes. So tell us more about you. So tell us about Carla.
Well, of course, most people know me as Madeline.
Madeline.
But family is Carla. Basically, I'm from Orange, Texas. Well, I'm from Louisiana, but raised in Orange, Texas. Went to high school, went to elementary, everything in Orange, Texas. Love my small community, but it's a family oriented. So when I get tired of Houston, which is where I live now, and I want some peace, I go home.
Yes.
Yes, it's just a different atmosphere. It's always free. I think we free there.
Yeah.
You can sit with your door open, not worrying about anyone bothering you. But like I said, I'm from Orange, a graduate of West Orange Stark, 1985.
Yes. Go Mustangs.
Yes, nice Mustangs. So I started in Orange, moved to Houston with my ex-husband who recently passed in December. He had a small business, marketing and graphic design for churches. Yes. And so that's kind of how I got to Houston. He did many major churches. He got them started in marketing and help them build their programs, and that's kind of how I got to Houston. And then I had my children, and they love it. So when they have to come home, it's like, I don't want to go to Orange, because they're so used to big Houston,
the big city.
Yes. So
and many people don't. Many people have a different perspective. They feel like, I can't wait to get out of the small city. But I moved away, and I was in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Right.
And I lived in Austin. But I'm happy to be home.
Yeah.
It does give you that comfort.
It's peace.
Small,
it's just a difference.
Safe. Yeah, and you really feel, everybody.
Right.
I think that plays a major part in it.
Right.
Staying in the small area. Yes.
Yeah, so I think for me it's family.
Yes.
Anytime, because when I'm in the big city, no one was there at first. Now my sister and my brother are, but at first it was just me and my ex-husband and the children.
Yes.
But family to me is like everything.
Yes.
So when I'm close to them, I just feel that this comfort and peace.
Yes.
So coming home is always there for me.
Wow.
Yeah, so always there for me.
And family is big for you.
Humongous.
Yes.
After God, I always say after God, family first.
Yes.
That's my slogan with everything that I write, because yes, it means a whole lot, because I think your lineage, people forget about that nowadays, and they lose their focus of how important that family is. Like, you know, I know people that get mad at their siblings and they can't talk to them. They don't talk to them for some days. I can't go a day without talking
Yes.
about, you know, I get upset. Like, I wouldn't even be that mad at my siblings that I can't talk to them.
Yeah.
And I think I credit that to my parents.
Yes.
They always told us that no matter what, you stand with family. Family over everything. So that's just kind of how we grew up.
And you said something about lineage, and so, and I do agree that we get so, I think that time and changes over time, culture changes, that it's almost gone to maybe people are just so busy pursuing their purpose and what they want to do that they forget that the family has a purpose.
Right.
And so I'm big on that. I always share with my family that the family has a purpose.
Exactly.
And I love to see a family moving.
Right. Yes.
You know, it's good to see an individual moving, but when you see a family moving, you know that that family has committed to, yeah, we have some bad days. We have ups and downs.
Yes.
You know, but we're committed to our oneness, and we're
Right.
committed to being family and being there for each other. And I believe that a lot of people need that. They need to see that we have to be committed to forgiving,
Right.
committed to healing,
Right.
committing to letting things go, committed to building,
Right.
loving,
Right.
giving, sharing, you know, and so
Okay.
that's perfect for this time of the year to remind people, don't forget to be family.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
don't forget.
So I think the most important thing is to remember is that when you leave, that's what you want to leave, a legacy.
For your
And
children.
it's for your children, you know. I want my floor to be their ceiling, that they continue to grow and step and move forward.
Yeah.
If you leave them and they have to keep starting over and over and over, that's not what a lineage should be.
Yeah.
When most people hustling, bustling, you know, that's their
Yeah.
whole purpose is to move, move, move. But are you moving for a purpose? Are you moving for your family? Because that's what you're doing, is to hand the baton backwards. And that's, you know, if you see my book cover, you see
Yeah.
the man running and he gets to the finish line. That's the whole purpose, you know, to meet the mark and to pass the baton back to the next person. And then they continue on and on and on. But
Yes.
if you have to keep starting over, it's a waste of a race. I mean, a waste of a race.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it's a waste
of a race. That's a good word.
Yeah.
That is an awesome word.
Uh-huh.
Well, listen, guys, I know that we're excited about talking about leaving a legacy and lineage and sharing about how to pass faith down into our children and our family, and not just pass faith down, how to make sure that we leave something else to them, all right? So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bridget with Bridget Gilder Insurance Agency, where my staff and I are well equipped to assist you with all of your insurance needs. We offer a wide variety of products, including homeowners, renters, auto, flood, windstorm, business insurance, bonds, and more. Please give us a call. We're happy to do a free analysis of your insurance needs and help you save money.
Welcome back to Angles, and I'm here with Miss Madeline Kirksey, and we are talking about family and legacy and leaving and your lineage and what are you going to pass down. And I was reading your bio, and your bio says, with the winning combination of wisdom, experience, and dynamic oratory skills, Madeline delivers a message of hope and empowerment that changes lives. So I want to shift and start talking about you that's impacting and changing lives. Tell me how that started. Let's talk about your journey.
Okay.
So tell me how that started. Well, I know it starts with Christ. So let's start with Him.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It all goes back to family.
Yes.
I had two amazing parents who both grew up in church. One was Catholic, which was my mother, and then my father, who's Baptist. And
Yes.
most people in Orange know him because he sings. But that was something that was poured into us from very young.
Yes.
The importance of church, getting up and pray. I can remember being at my grandparents' house, and we all slept in one room. There'd be 10 of us in one bed. Yeah. But the first thing they did, get up, get on your knees and pray before you do anything.
Yes.
So that's kind of how we grew up as a family, and I never ever wanted to break that cycle. So I just continued on. A little harder with this generation with my own kids, because they know to pray and all that kind of stuff, but it's not like I would hope.
Right. But I think that so you have strong principles.
It's strong, very strong principles.
But now, same principles maybe, but now there's a different method.
Exactly.
They don't do exactly how.
You would have to. I'm still trying to understand, and one thing that I've tried to, because we fuss as parents, fuss. It's just in us because we want them to do right. But in my mind, I started saying, God, just teach me the right words to say, or learn to listen to them, so I can understand them. That way, that I can pour into them what was poured into me. Right. Because it may not be the same thing. The way my parents poured into it, we were taught to just listen and respect. Their mindsets are a whole lot different than us because they listen to everybody else. It's just that they're more so, probably because of Facebook and social media and all that kind of stuff, they find themselves more in tune with that. So then, as a parent, they don't listen to everything like the Bible say, a prophet is never honored at home. Yeah. So it's a little harder for us to pour into our own children.
And what you're saying, that is because in your coming up, there was not all these outside influences.
Exactly.
So there weren't many voices to listen to.
Exactly.
Other than each other and the parents.
Our parents kept us sheltered.
Yes.
And so when I got older, I was mad when I was younger because I was like, we can't ride the bicycle out the yard, that kind of stuff. But then now that I'm older, I understand their principle.
Right.
It was
keep you safe.
Keep you safe. And because now, for me, it's certain things that I don't allow into myself. That means news, negative news, anything like that. I understand why my parents kept us sheltered, because they were protecting us from a world that wasn't so kind. So we had to learn, we didn't have to learn like they're learning from social media, because it just shows up on social media.
Right.
You can't block it.
No filters.
Exactly.
Or limited filters.
Exactly.
Yes. So speaking of a world that's not so kind, a few years ago, you found yourself in the middle of dealing with this world that Mom was protecting you from. Tell us about that.
It was difficult.
Yes.
Okay, in 2050, actually, it's November the 3rd. It's almost coming up.
Yes.
It'll be 4 years.
Yes.
That I was working at a particular organization. I'm in childcare. Of course, I love children. It's always been my life. I knew since I was 9 that I was going to work with children. I always knew it. People always told me, you're going to have a bunch of children or you're going to work with children. And I'm working with children still to this day. But it was a young girl who came into our program. The adopted child, 2 guys. Unfortunately, like I said, this world is, so much going on. But it was 2 fathers who adopted a daughter. And the daughter, started having little, like outbursts and having difficulties, and come to find out that they believed that she wanted to be transgender, that she wanted to be a boy. And of course, everybody was upset about it. She was extremely close to me. I never understood why, but now I know. Yes. It was ordained that way. God, I was her protector, but she was mine as well. Yes. Of course, they wanted us all to start calling the little girl a boy. Everybody was upset. Some people quit. One girl got fired before me. And, everybody was in outrage. And I was like, wait a minute, because I was the director of the program. So I was like, y'all, just leave it alone. Let me handle it, because I don't want anybody else to get fired or terminated or whatever. So I took a stance. I was like, well, I'm not calling her a boy. And, of course, they were like, well, this is what the parents want. I said, well, the parents didn't talk to me first. Secondly, I'm going by what the paperwork says, and it says that she's a girl. So I'm going to call her what's on this paperwork. Now, when they change it, maybe they're going to do it, but I'm still not going to call her a boy, you know, because in my mindset, that's lying to a child. You asking me to do something that we would punish them for doing, you know. To me, it's lying. She's never going to be a boy. I don't care what she changed, whatever her DNA is, whatever God made her, that's what she's going to be. Even if after she add everything on, she's still going to be whatever God told her to be.
And so you were put in a situation where your convictions had to be challenged.
Right.
And you had to make a decision.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, listen, when we come back, we're going to hear more about her convictions, her faith, her stand, and what she's doing right now. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Karen Harper, and this is my granddaughter, Anaya Tyler. I'm the First Lady of New Beginnings Church, located at 7045 Prutzman Road, here in Beaumont, Texas. We would like to take this opportunity to invite you to our 11 a.m. service. See you there. See you there.
Welcome back to More Angles, and I am here with Miss Madeline Kirksey, and we're going to finish up sharing about that. So you shared about being at the point where you felt like your convictions, where you had to make a decision. Now, I like to share with people today about, you know, convictions are they're individual. Just like our relationship with God is, so are our convictions. And I always share with people, because sometimes you can be convicted about something that someone else is not.
Exactly.
And I tell people all the time, 3 things that you should never put up for sale: your voice, your stand, and your convictions.
Amen.
So tell us about, my voice is not for sale, my stand is not for sale, and my convictions are not for sale. So whatever I have to lose as a result of that, I'm okay with that. Because those are the things that ground us, and those are things that make up the essence of who we are.
Exactly.
You know. So tell me more about your stand, and then we'll shift on to what you're doing right now.
Okay. So, and I'm glad you went back to that, because that's another principle that goes back to family. When I was going through everything, I just kept hearing my father's voice over and over. Not just my earthly father, but
your heavenly Father.
Yes, they both were talking to me simultaneously. One was saying, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything.
Yes, right.
That's my daddy's favorite line. It just kept playing over and over and over in my mind. And my heavenly Father was saying, you're in this world, not of this world.
Yes.
That's all I kept hearing over and over, those 2 voices going back and forth. So for me, and let me make something clear, I'm against no one. I love everybody, because that's what God commanded me to do. Yes. So nothing will shift me from that. I don't care what you are, who you are, what color you are, what creed you are. I love. That's who I am. It was people saying, you know, she's just against this person. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, she can do what she want to do, but you can't tell me that I have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have the right to be whoever you want to be, but you can't tell me that I have to go along with it. I love you for who you are, but this is where I stand. And just like I have to appreciate you, you should appreciate what I have going on. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how it all went down. But anyway, I took a stand. God took hold of that, and ended up national news. So you know it's God, because it's extraordinary. You know, I just was taking a stance, and then it went up all across the world.
Yeah, and I remember that. I remember when you looked up and
it was
I saw you all over the news.
Everywhere. Creflo Dollar. I was on BET. I was just everywhere. That's how you know it's God. Yeah. When He takes hold of something and it just goes.
Any regrets?
No, not one.
Not one regret.
Not one regret.
Yes.
Obedience.
Better than sacrifice.
Right,
that's good. That's good.
Yes.
So you ended up writing a book.
Yes.
So tell us about your book.
Okay. That book was 2010. I wrote In Pursuit of the Promise. And basically how In Pursuit of the Promise came about is I was a manager, of course, of child care, and I had like several staff, and we had a huge workshop coming up, and I was supposed to present 5 keys to success. And I just kind of turned it around and used it as a spiritual thing.
Yes.
And it turned into a book, and it did pretty well. You know, I enjoyed the first book. It was just really exciting because people told me many years, you ought to write a book, you ought to write a book. You know, you never think about really doing it. I've been writing poetry since I was in school.
Yes.
So, but I never thought about putting my words into a message. You know what I'm saying? But what I do want to say is, I learned about God through the process. Is when I was in school, my worst subject was writing, literature, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how God uses
Our
the
weakness.
things that's your worst or your weakness, or the thing that you battle with, to use for His glory.
Yes,
that's
that's
just what
good.
He did for me. You
Yeah.
know? He took that, my weakest point, and He said, this right here is what you're supposed to be glorifying me through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's what happens is we often get attacked in the areas
Exactly.
that we're purposed to walk in.
Mhm.
And so when you're young, if you're meant to be someone that's teaching and
Right.
impacting lives, you may go through rejection and
Mhm.
fear and all these things that come in to try to catch you early.
Right.
And so then we learn those things are hurdles. We learn to leap over those things as we get older
Mhm.
to do what we feel like we're purposed to do.
Exactly.
You know, and
Yeah.
so I understand that
Yes,
completely.
yes, it's a stepping stone. You thinking like it's torture or like the thorn in your side.
Yes.
But it's not. It's the thorn in your side, but it's for His purpose.
Yeah.
So when you feel that that pain,
Uncomfortable.
keep going.
Yeah.
Because that's the point that He wants you to get to, because that's where He's molding you.
Yeah.
You know, that pressing and molding. It takes some pain.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just
Oh my God.
it's basically Him getting you prepared for what He has next for you.
Yes, and you know what? When I think about your story, I think about I was teaching one day at church, and it came. I think I said the statement: "There is pain.
Mm.
There is pain. There is purpose in the pain."
Yes.
But then I suddenly heard, "And there's pain and purpose."
Oh, both ways.
Yes, it
That's
go both
good.
ways. Yes, so
That's
you know,
good, yeah.
you will. The hurt you feel right now has a purpose.
Yes.
But in order to get to purpose, you're gonna have to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because hurt and pain and valleys and all those down moments and those controversial moments, those things have a way of polishing us, processing
Perfecting
us,
us.
perfecting
Perfecting
us,
us.
so that we can be who we need to be when we meet our
Exactly.
purpose.
Mhm.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yes, that's good.
Well, wow. Well, I am excited about what you are doing. I'm excited about your stand, and just not so much because of the controversy, because it's a hard time to stand in.
Exactly.
It's a hard time to stand.
Yeah.
And people are, it's almost like you're constantly under attack
Right.
for your convictions. And the world, media and all these outside sources want to mold your convictions.
Yes.
But to have the courage to say, I'm not gonna put my convictions in anybody else's hands.
Exactly.
I'm gonna hold on to them.
Mhm.
And then to hold on to them.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world that will keep moving the marker.
Every time.
Keep moving
But
it.
what I also learned through this process was, I knew the Lord as my Savior, but I didn't understand Him as Lord.
Yeah.
So that's what I think this time in my life, I call it my season of obedience.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be obedient.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people get, have trouble with. But understanding that He's my Lord and not just Savior. It's a difference between the two. Savior, just understanding that you saved, that you have
Yeah.
salvation through Him. But when you let Him Lord over you, you surrender.
You surrender your
And this
body.
is, that's the point that He wants us to get.
Yeah.
To that point where you say, whatever it is, Lord, use me, I go. That having that mindset that no matter what, they can fire me, they can, take my job, take my house, take my whatever. I still trust in you.
Yeah.
And I'm still believing in whatever you say, because He rules, and we have to understand that
Amen.
point. Yeah.
Amen. Well, guys, I know we could go on and on and on, especially when you're talking about your convictions and your stand. But I want you to know that she is a David in faith, and so I'm excited about that. Thank you for being on our show today, and thank you for just sharing your story. Sharing your story and sharing your angle. You know, that's what the show is all about. Sharing. This is my stand, and this is why I stand. You know. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed her. I will be right back with our final thought. Welcome back to Angles, and I am Maquetta. So I wanted to share just with taking a stand. And part of what we do with the show is to show different people's angle of their walk, their faith, their purpose, you know, their passion, what drives them, because everything is not always a one-size-fits-all. And so I'm excited about being able to do that, being able to bring people on and let them share, and bring on everyday people. Everyday people, because we want you to know that you don't have to be famous or popular to make an impact. 2, because we want you to know that your stand can make a difference. You know, your perspective makes a difference. Your purpose, what you have to offer, makes a difference to the world. And I always share with you guys that you should never underestimate what you have to offer. Who you touch today can touch the world tomorrow. Always remember that you can touch a life right now that can touch another life and another life and another life. And all of a sudden, your gesture, your good deed, whatever you want to call it, is now a catalyst to many more good deeds. So let's just keep that in mind. Don't underestimate what you have to give today. So I'm excited about our guest. Don't forget to look her up. Her name is Madeline Kirksey, and her book is In Pursuit of the Promise. You can find it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble's Books A Million. So any of the major book distributors online, you can find the book and learn more about her and see the keys that she implemented going forward in her life. I'm going to leave you with this. She said that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I'm going to share and tell you that nothing you do is in vain. Your labor is not in vain. Your stand is not in vain. Your perspective, nothing you do will leave and not be of some type of benefit to others and to yourself. So do not take your stand in vain. Stand, be strong, and don't let the pressure of outside force you out of your stand. All right? I'll see you guys next week for more angles.